On, it's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Could I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here. Today is Tuesday. It is March 25th. I hope that you are off to an amazing start. Alabama will hold its 8th practice of the spring season today. In fact, it's taking place right now. Jump inside the comment box. Let me know where you're coming from. Going to talk about some competition today. Alabama will hold a scrimmage. I guess it's their first scrimmage of this spring season, which will be on Thursday. Some people said that they had a scrimmage on Saturday. I don't think they did. I think they had game situations on Saturday, but I think they'll have a scrimmage on Thursday. And that stuff will be locked up. We'll see what we can get. Let me give some shout outs this morning. Feeling good. What's up, Todd? Todd, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. Robbie, what's up, man? Good to see you coming to us from Tennessee. BC Films, what's up, man? King's Family Reacts, man. Good to see you coming in to us from Georgia. Alex Wilder, what's up? Kaylin Childress always coming in. West Coast, and where you at today, man? You in the States? Sean, what's up, man? Matt Dunn, good morning to you. Robbie Oots. Antoine, what's up, man? Matt Dunn, what's up? Nicole, good morning to you. Herman, good morning. Carrot, my boy, dude. What's up, dude? What's up, Bailey? Good morning to everybody. Up in the undefeated. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, Mr. Kyle Henderson. William, what's up, man? Appreciate it. I have a good message today talking about fatherhood. As you know, father of two. I was talking about, see if I can get the voice going. Jeez. Talking about fatherhood and just the importance of it, you know? I mean, I feel it's such a great responsibility. So I love being a dad. Dad life, real life. All right, so you have a competition taking place. But before we get to that, and that will kind of be the meat of our show. And in fact, today I'll be taking in calls. So if you want to hit the call in line, when you see the call in line number on the screen, call in line number looks like this. You can call in the show. All right. Chad, what's up, man? I see you coming to us from North Alabama. All right, a couple things to go over. Did you guys see this? All right, so there's some conflicting information going on. So what you have here is Rob Vaughn, who's the Alabama baseball coach. I think I got duped. I think a lot of people got duped by a parody account on X saying that he's suspended for 4 games, fined $25,000, and has to write an apology letter to the umpire. I don't think that's true. So I don't think the SEC has put out an official statement, but there was like this tweet went viral. I thought it was true. It looked true. But until we get final word from like UA or like a SEC announcement, I don't know if Rob Vaughn, the Alabama baseball coach, has been fined or if he has to write an apology letter to the umpire. I was duped. I thought it was true. A lot of people did. Did you see that? It said he was fined $25,000 after getting tossed out on Saturday between Alabama, who was number 12 at the time, taking on number 1 Tennessee. Alabama lost 2-3 the series. There was a marquee play, obviously. This isn't the first time that a coach has been thrown out of the game. But there was a fake tweet that went out there saying that he was fined $25,000, suspended 4 games, and had to write an apology letter. So I've been told that that's not true. If, we get, I don't have no idea. So I'll keep you posted, maybe on tomorrow's show. I was like, damn, an apology letter? What the hell would you say? Oh my goodness, that was a good one. All right. Is this someone's birthday up in here? You know I love birthdays. From, is it your birthday? Oh, it's his birthday yesterday. Oh. Yo, so hold on. Let me do a little birthday shout out to my boy From. All right, Ephraim, inside the comment box. It was his birthday yesterday. So, look, as I always do, birthday shout outs. I love birthdays. I think as you age, clearly it's a blessing, right? And the more wisdom that you get as a person as you go forward in life, you can contribute that down, right? I love mentorship, but my hopes are from that you have a wonderful year, and I hope you're able to be with your loved ones. I hope that you soak it all in, man. We appreciate you being here on Bama Football on YouTube. I know you're a contributor, whether that's Super Chat, being a fan funder, bro. So thank you so much, and happy birthday to you. You and Patriot Life, both. What is March? What are you guys, Aries? Is that what that is? Anita, what's up? Good morning to you. Appreciate you being here. Brandon Woods saying, Kyle, the first scrimmage will be a tone setter as to who will take over the quarterback competition and who will lead this team. I think it'll absolutely be a catalyst. I'm sure you saw my video yesterday talking about the quarterbacks, and I think right now if you have a game on Saturday, it's probably Ty Simpson that would be the starter. That's not earth-shaking news or anything like that, and I think Austin Mack probably be number 2 and Keelan Russell in third. But that's not – I mean, that's March 25th talk. Let's see where we're at on August 20th talk. And that might be the same case. I think it's a good situation, to be honest. I think it's a really good situation to have the guy with the most experience as number 1, Austin Mack coming on strong number 2. And you know what? Coach Kalen DeBoer, as I said yesterday, he can't announce who's going to be the quarterback at this point in time. One, it doesn't make sense. He's still got to battle it out. There's still a lot of time to win over the team, win over the locker room, find out who can really lead this team. I think, it might point to us. It might be a small catalyst and a good tone setter. I like that. Chance, what's up, man? Chance says inside the comment box, he was like, I was keeping up with it on ESPN app, and I see the Alabama coach was ejected. I know, and to follow up on that, and then I saw that he was suspended after that. So I think that he clearly got suspended, but I don't think that he had to write an apology letter. GLX got his braces off. Oh, got braces on today. Oh, man. Yeah, I got 2 kids in braces. See, and Robbie brings up a really good point that I don't think you should get mad about. Like, if we don't have a starting quarterback at this point in time, that's actually a really good thing. Competition makes every single thing better. Let me ask you this. Would you rather have 1 really good quarterback and 2 average quarterbacks, or would you have 3 really good quarterbacks? Seriously. Now, will one transfer down the road or whatever? I have no idea. But I think that these guys that's how tight the race is, that these guys are going to battle into the season. Who knows what happens after the season? I wouldn't be surprised if after the season a quarterback, leaves or whatever. But think about that, what I just said. Would you rather have 1 really good quarterback and 2 average quarterbacks, or 3 really good quarterbacks? The NFL, there's usually just 1 good quarterback, and then the rest of the quarterbacks are terrible. It's crazy to me, the backup quarterbacks in the NFL. You get a backup in, oh my goodness. Like the guy behind Tua Tagovailoa, Skylar Morton, I think is with the Steelers now. I don't know that guy. I'm sure he's a great guy, but in terms of being a quarterback, yuck. Right? All right. So we'll follow up if Rob was suspended or whatever. I don't know. How about this? Did you see this last night? I know. I don't cover all the sport. I'm just literally my individual, like, I work by myself. If I had a staff, I would cover sports. I would have a whole sports department. But I do what I can. So don't be out there and be like, you don't cover sports because you don't know. I'm running with my hair on fire. I'm a month-to-month person. So I'm doing the best that I could do. All right, so Sarah Ashley Barker. Oh, my goodness. 45 points. They were up by, 20? And they lost in the second round. 111-108 to Maryland. This was a hell of a performance. One of the dopest performances I've seen. Doesn't matter, men, women, what I love most is that competitive spirit. That's what we're talking about. It was a heartbreaking loss. The daughter of Jay Barker. Jay Barker has treated me very well. I've been able to meet him a couple different times. Really good dude. Always been really fair to me. In fact, I think last year he was doing his show on this channel, or a couple years ago. But yeah, Todd says that they choked away. Yeah, they did. Well, it was 17 points, right? Man, 45 points is a school record at the University of Alabama on the women's side, right? Gut-wrenching loss. She had to go to the line and hit 3 free throws to put the game into another overtime. She did just that, and then Maryland comes out. You know, I felt the inbound play that they called, because they did have an opportunity. So Maryland's up by 3. Alabama's inbounding the basketball. And, you know, clearly get it to Sarah Barker, right? Like, try to figure out how to get her on the outside to tie it up. She was clearly, like, she was on fire. I thought it was a poor draw. And the inbounder has to throw it out. It gets tipped. It was good defense, but it was a poor inbound play, in my opinion. And Alabama bounced out in the second round, unfortunately. But it was a one hell of a game. Up by 17 points, and then, you know, that's how it goes. I'm going to have a call-in show today, so let me run through a couple things, and then you can call in. Alabama headed to the Sweet 16. For the Crimson Tide, who is in the East region, they will take on BYU. Alabama is a 4-point favorite. I think it's like 4.5 going into this game against the Cougars. Crimson Tide have a lot of momentum right now. We've been talking about, you know, when was this team, like, had they peaked this year, or is that coming? Because they had a peak, I think, kind of the middle of the season where they won about 9 games in a row. But I never really felt that they played their ultimate best basketball. And now is a good time to do that, clearly. BYU, of course, anyone that you play in the tournament is going to give you a challenge. Whether it be Robert Morris, who's a 15 seed, St. Mary's, a big team with a 7'1" guy or 2 of them. And now you have BYU, who is super athletic, space the floor well, kind of like NBA type sets. It'll be very challenging for the Crimson Tide. Coach Nato spoke about that. Has a lot of respect for BYU. But I think when you kind of break it down, and if you didn't see my segment yesterday, I'll run through this again with this team. I feel that these 5 individuals, and this is not the starting 5 by any stretch. I mean, you know, they usually have another, they have different sets that you work with, right? Phylon's usually in there. But I want to point to these 5 individuals because each of these guys, if they can get on and they have their own roles and responsibilities, and things continue to go well with this particular set, and then you get high-level play from Holloway or Phylon comes on or someone else off the bench, it can get realistic for Alabama to take some major steps forward, not only past BYU, but, you know, you look to that game against Duke and Arizona, Alabama is as good as anyone else in the country. But things have to go well. For one of them is if Chris Youngblood goes cold, that puts a lot of pressure on Mark Sears. Because then Mark Sears has to kind of go overdrive. And, you know, just as we saw last game, he got into foul trouble early, which isn't common. And good thing they have Holloway. Like, they have so much depth. But I think if Sears is on, if Youngblood is hot from the outside specifically, and when he scores over 10 points, they're 10-1 against everybody, right? And then if Amori continues to play like the dominating force in the inside, shoot, he's been a problem, a massive, massive problem. What does he have, 12 dunks so far? Like massive dunks, monster dunks. A healthy Grant Nelson. And Grant Nelson has big playability. We talk about that. What that means to me, against Duke, he'll score like 30 points or something like that. And Mo Diabate, yo, what a tournament that he's having. In 2 games, he has 28 points, 8 of 10 in round 1 and 4 of 5 in round 2. Off the bench. Quality, quality, quality. Love that dude. I love his last name, Mo Diabate. That's what's up. So I'm going to open up the call-in line now. When you call in, you can hit on a variety of topics. I get it. It's March 25th. You want to talk football? Let's talk football. You want to talk basketball? Let's talk basketball. I did see this too. This was like in the news that Sherman Williams, former running back at the University of Alabama, was hired to be the Murphy High School head football coach, right? He definitely does have one hell of a story. You look to what he did at Alabama, then with the Cowboys, then some off-the-field stuff, right? Served his time, back out, wrote a couple books, and now giving back to the youth through coaching, a.k.a. mentorship. Love it. Love to see it. So, yeah, Sherman Williams, high school football coach. Brandon Woods points out, let me get the call line number. Call line is open. So if you guys want to chat with me, 205-850-1994. Brandon inside the comment box says, I thought Grant's alley-oop dunk was better than Cliff's. Yo, that was nice. I mean, in round one and round two, Grant Nelson has had two really nice jams. But it seems like this, these monster jams with Cliff Omori, damn, like he's done this. He's had jams throughout the year, but like he's like jamming on everybody now. Monster jams. All right, 973. Let's take Chris from New Jersey batting first out of New Jersey, where Alabama will be playing the Sweet 16 against BYU. We go to Chris in New Jersey. Chris, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here, man. Welcome to the show.
Kyle, I forgot what it was like to be first. Wow, this is such an honor.
Yeah, we moved you up to the top of the lineup, man. We're going with our heavy hitter lineup today.
Well, listen, my friend, I was away in California for a few days, and when I was so 99% of my info comes from you and our family and the undefeated. But I was on the plane on the ride home, and I got the Wi-Fi, and I was scrolling and looking at some comments, or Alabama football stuff is always popping up, and so it and this was in like so it got me a little intrigued. So I looked a little further. So this is what some people have been saying in some of these like comment boxes, and they all say they're insider. They live in Tuscaloosa, and they know this guy, or they know somebody. So
yeah,
this is what I've heard. So Now take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And so they've been saying that Ty Simpson has completely pulled away in the quarterback competition. He is zipping the ball. He's like a leader, and he is really doing really, really well. And he's leading the team, and he's just doing a fantastic job. And you see that one of those videos you posted where you could see right behind Ty, he's zipping the ball like it didn't look like that last year. So he's been working out, he's been throwing, and I hope that this is the case. But and what they also said that they do not want to lose Austin Mack for one big reason. Now, nobody jumped down my throat in the comment box, but they're saying they don't want to lose him to the portal. They need, but he's got a great understanding of the offense. Obviously, he had some experience prior to getting here, and they really want him to help mentor Keelan, who is such a superstar, and has kind of has passed him already. So basically, and obviously we know you're one hit away from, you got to put your backup in, and go back and look at like the championship runs. Almost always they relied on a second quarterback for a couple games. There's an injury, there's a thumb there. Tua went down, or even Jalen Hurts got banged up a few times because he was giving punishment, but he got some too. So that's what I heard. We all know my history with quarterbacks. I'm just the messenger. But I heard this, and I don't know if you've heard anything like this. Let me know.
Yeah, on the line with Chris from New Jersey. I think when you look to the quarterback competition, and as I had a video talking about quarterbacks yesterday that went out, if Alabama was to play a game this Saturday against Florida State, you'd have Ty Simpson being the quarterback. I've heard good things about him. You haven't heard an overwhelming amount about Ty Simpson, which has kind of been interesting. And I was thinking about this too. Now, this does not what. I talk about things as I see them, right? I'm pretty good at like putting things together. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. But wouldn't it make sense, like if Ty was like, we keep getting like, we don't get mixed messages, but we don't get like full messages. For example, like if Ty was really like the ultimate leader, right, of the team, and he was already commanding the team, wouldn't Alabama have already showcased him in front of the media and had him speak to everybody? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think they're, like, really trying to figure out who can command the offense. The first guy that they put at the podium, it was Parker Brailsford, right? And you also had, I think, like Ryan Williams and a couple other guys. But maybe Ty Simpson will speak today. I don't know. I mean, the guys are going to speak here in a little while to the team reporters. But, you know, if we really had –
But, you know, remember, Kyle, this is a different world. Guys can jump in the portal any second.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think a little bit you have to walk around eggshells around these kids, unfortunately, because this is a high-stakes, high-dollar game. But I agree with you. That's an interesting – but this is something that I heard in one of these that Ty pulled away. I mean, we know the guy. He was a five-star. I mean, Keelan, all these guys are five stars. But, listen, you know what? You know, I'm praying that Ty is Mac Jones 2.0, and Keelan is a tall version of Bryce that gets us a natty. That's my praying. I'm praying. So, I know some people will say wishful thinking, but listen, we're all pumped. We're all pumped that this thing is going. And you're right. If Ty doesn't get an interview today, that's an interesting observation, Kyle. Very interesting.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Well, I appreciate you, bro. We'll enjoy the Sweet 16 games, bro, and we'll catch up with you next time.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Keep up the great work. Roll Tide, brother.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right, that's Chris in New Jersey. A couple things coming in. Nordic Bull says no quarterback should be speaking to the media at this point. I kind of like that, to be honest. Make them kind of like figure out, because the quarterback position is such a delicate situation. Chris was saying that he's heard that Ty is kind of pulled away. I haven't necessarily heard that. I've heard that if there was a game this weekend, it'd be Ty Simpson. It kind of, it's not earth-shaking news at this point. But I do like this, Nordic, is like make these guys work to be in front of, the kind of the leader of the team. We all know that the eventual quarterback of the team is the leader of the offense, right? Usually the team. So maybe that's they're like, hey, you want this? Work for it. I love it. The coaches will be speaking. I think Coach Kalen DeBoer will speak to the media again on Thursday. Thursday after Alabama holds a scrimmage, you'll get a player interview of some sort, and maybe a couple of them today. So check with your local team reporters that are at this just listening to the players today. No one can watch practice up until like April. I don't know, sometime in April. Mr. Yelder, let's see what you have, and then we'll go back to 601, 317, and 502. Got you next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Jeremiah, and I don't know if you saw that, but the coaches speak next on Thursday. Mr. Yelder said the caller is the first person to say anything about Ty pulling away or anything in the quarterback battle. He was giving fun. It after all the interviews I've listened to, this guy is first. Yeah, I kind of brought up not a lot of people have been talking about Ty, but that's kind of common in this world of Alabama football, is we don't necessarily talk about the starter. We always talk about the guys behind. Byron inside the comment box says, one insider says Ty, another says, say Austin, who knows? It's Grubb's decision, not DeBoer's. Grubb has a friendship with Mac and his family. All right, 601, let's do it. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with and where are you calling in from?
Yeah, you know who it is.
What's up? Yeah, what's up, Jay? Jay from Pensacola, man. Appreciate you being here, man. I hope that everything is well with you and your family, man. Come with it, man. Welcome to the show.
Basically, I have a question for you. I have one statement first, then I have a question. I would rather have 3 strong quarterbacks than have 1 good quarterback and 2 mediocre quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's my statement. And my question for you is, so let's say Ty Simpson is starting, for the season.
Mm-hmm.
And finish the season, we do great. We either win that SEC championship or national title,
Yeah.
or we make the playoffs in general. So next year, what will Austin Mack do? If Keelan Russell beats Austin Mack, then at that point, what will he do? Because I know for a fact he's not going to stay there.
Yeah.
And we don't know if Keelan Russell will stay
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't start next season.
Yeah, I think in a situation where somebody's going to win this quarterback competition, right? And somebody's got to take the bull by the horns and, like, be the guy. And if there is a guy who comes out, let's say it's Ty Simpson, who's what now, a redshirt junior, or is he? I think he's a redshirt sophomore. So theoretically, I mean, let's talk about all things that could happen. Okay, he's a redshirt sophomore. What happens if he commands the team this year and then he comes back again? I mean, that could happen. I don't think that will happen, but that could happen. I think if you have Ty and he runs a show this year, and Austin Mack is number 2, and you get to after this season, I don't know. I think you probably lose a quarterback, either Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. Look, I think Keelan Russell is a franchise-type player. I know people get uncomfortable when you talk about players leaving in the future and stuff. Welcome to college football, right? Remember how all the positive things that we were saying about Julian Sain, and he was going to be like that guy and blah, blah, blah. Well, he wasn't. Yeah. So redshirt junior. Thanks, Colby. I appreciate it. So Ty is a redshirt junior. Thanks for the correction. So I don't know. I mean, then he practiced, then he didn't even play here. So I have no idea. But I think if you do have a quarterback that really takes the bull by the horns and it's Ty, and then you come back and you have Keelan and Austin, can those guys be patient enough and, kind of wait their turn? I hope so, because right here on the screen you have 3 quarterbacks that I think are certainly capable to do things with Ryan Grubb this year. I was also thinking about this. I don't want to scare anybody, but let's talk about things that could happen, okay? Ryan Grubb, let me ask you inside the comment box, okay? Ears up, eyes up. And Jay, let me ask you, how long do you think that Ryan Grubb will be here? How long? And this is for everybody inside the comment box. How many years do you think Ryan Grubb will be here if Alabama does? And let's put it like this. Let's say Alabama does really well, gets to the playoffs. Who knows where they go in the playoffs? How long do you think that Ryan Grubb will be here?
My personal opinion, 2 years. At max, 2 years.
2 years, okay. We got 2 years. Does anybody have him as one and done? I think he'll be one and done. As soon as I heard him speak, I was like, this dude is like one and done. All right, the feedback seems to be 2 years. 3 years. Bailey has 3 years. I think 1 year.
I wish.
I think 2 years would be 2 years. Would be, I think, phenomenal for Alabama football. I was also thinking this. I was like, damn, if he's a one and done, think about this. What does the coaching staff have? And hang tight, 317, I'll get to you, in 502, I'll be right with you. Jay, but think about this, and everybody inside the comment box. What does the coaching staff have? Continuity. All these coaches have coached together, right? If Ryan Grubb, we as Alabama fans have to hope that Ryan Grubb stays this 2 years, because if he leaves after this year, you think he's going to go out and start, recruiting a whole different group of coaches? He's taking Jamarcus Shepard. That's his OC, right? He's taking the defensive coaches too, right? Like this coaching staff is like a family. This will be a divorce, and they're not going to share custody, right? They're not going to share custody. They're going to split up. All right, Jay, anything else, man, before I move on?
No, that's it. I mean, here he took Sky Huff with him the first time.
That's what I'm saying.
He took Sky Huff with him the first time. Think about who you're going to take with him the second time. But that's all, Kyle. I appreciate you, and you have a good day.
Yeah, you too, bro. Look, it's scary to think about the future. That's why you always have to stay in the present, right? If you start thinking about the past, you get freaked out. If you start thinking about the future, you get freaked out. Just stay here. Stay in March 25th. All right. All right, 317 and 502. Hey, 317, what's up? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, what's up? It's Marcus from St. Pete, man. How you doing?
Marcus, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling from St. Pete's, bro. I'm so jelly every time you call in, man. I wish I was at St. Pete's.
Hey, the weather is beautiful today. It's like 77 right now. It's nice, real nice.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Don't rub it in. You know what though? It's nice here in T-Town. It's nice in T-Town. It's 63. I'll take it, man. So what's up, Marcus? Welcome on in the show, man. Come with it.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to say, and I won't take up too much of you guys' time, but I don't remember if it was you or somebody called in on one of your earlier shows, but it was talking about people being fearful, teams being fearful of Alabama. And my perspective is, I don't think it was ever about teams fearing Alabama. I think it was about Alabama being used as a measuring stick to be a successful program to compete for a national championship. So I personally don't care if teams fear Alabama, but I want Alabama to get back to being the team that when you turn on SportsCenter, everybody's talking about them as this is the standard. If you then you're going to be in the running for, they make the playoffs. That's what I'm more focused on. Fear is that is what it is. But being the standard and setting the standard, I think that's going to take a lot of dedication and hard work for these players. But that's what I want to see. And then my question to you in the undefeated is, which side of the ball do you think is going to be more productive this year? Do you think the offense is going to look better because now Coach Grubb is there?
Yeah.
Or do you think the defense is going to step it up a notch and be more dominating because it'll be year 2 under Coach Womack?
I've been okay. So let me get to this whole measuring stick deal. I still think that the measuring stick is still Alabama, for example. And the reason I say that is Florida State. If you're Mike Norvell, this is what you're saying. I don't care if Alabama lost 4 games or whatever. The brand is just, it's so gigantic still. You have I don't know, I'll probably miss a brand here, but you have Alabama, Texas, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon. Those are the big brands, right? So Mike Norvell, what he's saying all, from this point on until they play, hey, we have an opportunity to beat one of the best programs in all college football. It's going to be like that for everybody else on Alabama's schedule, right? It's going to be the same thing for Shane Beamer at South Carolina when they host Alabama. So I think that's going to stay the same, and I think that teams feel that they can go toe-to-toe with Alabama. That needs to change. And then in terms of who's going to be more productive, offense or defense, that's a hell of a question. Let me ask the undefeated, who do you think is going to be more, let's say, dominant this year, offense or defense? This is a tough one for me because you have so many defensive starters. I love the defense. I love the secondary. Think about, all the guys coming back, LT Overton, Deontay Lawson when he's healthy, Damani Jackson when he's healthy, all the guys that have been boosting up. I mean, Dejon Lee looks like he's going to be a household name. Xavier Brown, you have Nakai Hill. I mean, you could list 20 guys on defense. Same thing with the offense. I don't know, man. I feel that the offense will probably take the biggest step forward because of Ryan Grubb. You have the players, right? Of course you have the players, but I think Ryan Grubb will have that big of an impact. Good question, though, man. Anything else, Marcus?
Yeah, see, I was sitting here debating that, and I went with the defense. I think year 1 under Ryan Grubb looks really good and is very hopeful, but I think the defense having those returning players that were actually productive players coming back, I've heard great things about Dejon Lee locking people down.
Yeah.
You get back Damani Jackson, you get back LT Overton. I mean, you get back some heavy hitters on defense. So if I had to pick today, I think the defense, just because they have more consistency there.
Yeah.
But I think the offense will look good. And then the last thing, how long do I think Grubb will be here? I think Grubb will be here long enough to do one or two things. He'll either be here long enough to get Alabama multiple trips to the playoffs, or I think he'll be here long enough for Alabama to win a natty, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
So whichever one comes first, I think he's out. But I don't think he's going to leave without at least winning the conference. I think he stays at least long enough to win the conference, because this is another year in a row where big programs are going to be breaking in new quarterbacks across the SEC, and it's up for the taking. So that's all. I just wanted to say thanks for taking my call, and I hope everybody has a great day.
All right, man. Take it easy, Marcus. Enjoy St. Pete's, bro.
See you.
All right, man. I joke. We got a 502 and a 205 coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Call line is 205-850-1994. I always play around with Marcus, but low-key, not kidding. I love St. Pete's. I love Tampa. Like, if I ever have a shot in the future, I'd probably like to be down there. I don't know. I like it. You like your places. I like mine. All right. 502. Let's do this. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, this is Ron Smalling from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide to you. Let's the audio is a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if you're on speakerphone, but if you could change that real quick so we can let's try to.
It's going in my ear.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that.
Can you hear me now?
It's still a little bit soft. It's kind of like what it sounds like. It sounds like it's muffled. I'll give you like a minute to fix it. If not, just call back.
Okay.
All right, we'll come back to you. We got to keep the show going. No offense, just we got to take the call. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Give me a test. All right, man. We'll come back to it. That's 502, man. Sorry about that. 205. Let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Yo, what's up, Kyle? This your boy Carrick, man.
Hey, Carrick, what's up, bro? I appreciate you, man. I always see you inside the comment box, man. It's good to put a voice to an avatar.
Oh yeah, already, bro. I just got a topic on the basketball team. Like I'm a diehard Alabama football fan. What I want to speak on with Bama, like yes, they making progression real good, and in my eyes, I see that they should have been using Cliff Amore off his screens better because he's a quick roller. He cuts to the goal real fast. And our guard, in order for us to make a push, they're going to have to start using him on those high screens instead of trying to look for to shoot the three. And with Mark Sears, that's what he does when he's struggling. He don't look for the lob with Cliff Amore, and he gets himself out of rhythm once he does that. Our guard play, you got to limit the high school turnovers. The one-hand passes, the jump passes, like you can't do that. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to, if they do get by BYU in a team like Duke, you can't have high school turnovers in a game like that.
Yeah.
And Cliff Amore have to play like this the rest of the tournament if Alabama go make any kind of chance to upset or win.
Mm-hmm.
He got to be used more in the offense and not relying on set screens and jacking up threes. Like, I love Alabama basketball, but sometimes you got everybody knows, okay, if Cliff Amore set the screen, they're not going to pass him the ball. So that's why they get run off the three-point line so easy because they knowing they're not going to get him the lob. So with him being in the lob game, it helps open up the guard play. If somebody go under the screen, you pull up, then you can shoot the three. You have to put him in the offense to make him a threat to make you a threat, if you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
And that's when I seen that when we played the game the other day, when we played who that was? So is it St. Mary's? Not St. Mary's. Who it was?
Robert Morris.
Robert Morris, yes. If he can do that throughout the tournament, of course all guards will be able to have open shots in this tournament. If you use him like that, now you got coaches saying, okay, now they throwing him the lob. We can't play tight on the screen because they using Cliff Amore. A lot of Alabama games this year that Alabama lost was becoming the fact that, okay, I'm sitting at home watching the games. I'm like, wow, he's open under the goal. When I play ball, if I see my big throw his hand up, I'm lobbing him the ball.
Hell yeah.
Either he gonna strike it or he gonna catch it or pull it down and come up or make some kind of play on the ball. And I see a lot of Alabama losses came from them not using their bigs. They use the screen for themselves. So in my eyes, Kyle, I think in order for Alabama to get back to the Final Four at least, they got to use Cliff Amore more like they doing now. if they want to go forward. And I want to see what you think about that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I'll answer on the other line, but I appreciate you calling in, Carrick. Thanks. That's what's up, man. I appreciate the support.
No problem, dog.
All right, man. Yeah, I think like Carrick just called in, and we got a 931 and a 502 coming up next. 502 will try you again, bro. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. I think the way that you utilize Cliff Amore is something that I was thinking about last year. I think that you need a big man that can be absolutely dominant, not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. And that is something that Alabama certainly lacked last year. Like, there was no way that they were going to beat Connecticut or Duke, even if they were able to get to the championship game. I just didn't think they had a really big, imposing big man. I saw that Nick Pringle, I think he's back inside the transfer portal. So this year they have him. And for the most part, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, Cliff Amore, he probably played like at a 6 out of 10 this entire year. Now for the tournament, he probably played like a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10 so far in rounds 1 and round 2. So you have that big imposing player. And Carrick, I'd like to get your take too. Maybe you call back tomorrow if we have a call-in show or whatever. But how to utilize Chris Youngblood and the rotation of Youngblood, Sears, Holloway, Philon. I love their guards and what they've been able to do early on. So I love this team. I like the guys. I like the entire depth. And someone asked inside the comment box, when is Nate going to leave? I think it was it Daniel? How long? Let me ask you this. How long do you think Nate Oates will be here? And what would make Nate Oates leave? I mean, because Kentucky, I think tried to at least make a run at him, and he was like, no, thank you. I think Texas, right, they just hired a basketball coach, and maybe this isn't about money. He just wants to be here. And I think Alabama, they're not broke. They can take care of him. I think the only way that Nate Oates would leave, and I have no inside knowledge of this is just coming from me, I'd just be curious. And I've never even heard him talk about this in his press conferences, about him wanting to go to the NBA. Does he have aspirations about that, right? He's high school, mid-major, now, elite program. I don't know if he wants to go to the NBA. I don't know. And I don't think they're going to build that arena. I think that money's going back to pay your players. 931, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hello, yeah, I'm calling from Tennessee. How's it going?
Good. I missed your first name.
It's Mike.
All right, Mike from Tennessee. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to get back to the quarterback thing.
Yeah.
My thought on this thing, and it's not a popular thought. I'm sure people are not going to be happy about it. The best thing when you look at it for Alabama, best scenario, is if it's close between Ty and Mac starts.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is for Alabama, Mac plays. And then if Mac does really, really well, Mac says goodbye in the draft, Russell moves into the spot. Everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a bad situation for Ty. Not necessarily a great thing. But when you're looking at a scenario these days with a poor, but the issue is you can't keep it. That's the problem.
Yep.
These days, these kids can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a scenario. I believe if Ty starts, Mac is gone. I mean, you got to put yourself in Mac's place, right?
Yeah.
You got Russell, who's a real sweetheart.
Yep.
Everybody's saying he's the future. You're Mac, and you're in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great thing to have a quarterback room.
Yeah.
But the portal has ruined all that. That's kind of my opinion.
No, I think you're spot on 100%. And I think that there really is a quarterback competition. I don't think that's like one of the things we say just because, to keep things interesting. I think it's really tight. And I think you're right. I think if there's no like huge separation between these guys, Ty's the guy, and then Mac gets put in a really uncomfortable position being kind of that in the middle between him and the franchise player. There is no way in hell that Alabama is going to let Keelan Russell leave, right? So then it comes to like Austin Mack and you know what's going to happen with Austin Mack? He's already increased his profile, his name, image, and likeness already just by these reports that we're getting. Who doesn't want a 6'6", 230-pound quarterback? Those are the type of quarterbacks that you build when you're playing the video game, right? So, look, he's that guy. Can he, eventually be the starter here? I think he's absolutely going to make a run for it. But if he's not the quarterback this year, I think you're right. Just because the transfer portal sits, he'll pretty much – and look, Matt Rule, the head football coach in Nebraska, said this. To get a top-end quarterback is like $5 million. I mean, it would be a business deal for him, right? He will get offered that if he's not this. So he's actually in a really wonderful place. Either you're the starter at Alabama or you're going to be the starter at, I don't know, take your pick next year for $5 million. What else you got, Mike?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting you say that. My son played for Kalen DeBoer when he was at Sioux Falls. So, if you're looking at a guy like him, it will truly be a situation where he will say the best guy plays. That's the way he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it strategically, which is a good thing for most players. So it should be an interesting scenario. I mean, it's a good problem to have great three quarterbacks, but unfortunately, you're going to lose one. That's my opinion.
What do you think? I was talking about this earlier, in being that your son played for Coach Kalen DeBoer early on. Isn't it impressive to see kind of that continuity between Coach Kalen DeBoer and his coaching staff, and now that he's got Ryan Grubb together? Don't you think that will just really catapult not only the offense, but it seems like it was kind of a missing link from last year's team. Do you agree with that? How do you see? Do you think that Ryan Grubb just makes this as big as an impact as we're kind of making it out to be?
Yeah, it will be. When they were at Sioux Falls, my son played there. Ryan Grubb's the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
So he learned, and Kalen DeBoer is the guy that developed the offense. So they had this way of melding everything together. And Ryan Grubb is the type of guy that attracts people. And most coaches really, really like him as a person. And they cling on to him because they can learn so much from him. And it becomes very cohesive, and I think that's why the combo of both of them have been, the reason for success.
Yeah.
Grubb's a great guy. He's actually a pretty funny guy too. But that is, it's like glue, those two guys.
Yeah.
They just make it happen. They make everybody attract in, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's one of the bigger reasons that we are not only we're excited now this year, but like last year we were so excited to get Ryan Grubb and Coach Kalen DeBoer, and I think that's why it hurt so much that an opportunity opened up for Coach Grubb to coach at the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of life is about timing, and he went and did his thing, and Coach Kalen DeBoer went on, and it's good to see them back together. But yeah, Mike, call in anytime, man. I appreciate the call from Tennessee.
Okay, thank you.
All right, man, take it easy. All right, good call from Mike out in Tennessee. 502, we're going to try you again, man, and let's see how this goes. Mike, let's go, man. Round two. How's it coming?
Can you hear me, Mike? Ryan?
Yeah, Kyle. So you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Ron Smalley from Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
All right, Ron.
Roll Tide.
I think we can do this. All right, Ron, what's up, man? I appreciate you coming in from Kentucky. What's on your mind, man? Welcome to the show.
Oh, my comment is about the quarterback. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and Keelan Russell, all of them are superb, I think, very good quarterbacks. Now, the two, what we got to keep in mind is I think the longest run, some people question Ty Simpson because of his running, but we got to keep in mind the longest run from a quarterback, I think, is Ty Simpson, the one that he dropped the ball right before we got into the end zone, if I'm not correct.
Yeah.
So I think if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would see all three of them playing.
Yeah.
We get so wrapped around one man, a starting quarterback. I think it'd be okay, like, to play all three. And what I mean, are you familiar with the platoon system in basketball, what Kentucky did 1 year? If they could utilize them without anybody getting one big head, I think Alabama's going to be very successful.
Yeah.
My only question is, more than I do, is the running back game. Do we have that Derrick Henry or that Josh Jacobs or that one guy that pioneered the running game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the quarterback situation. You're right. I feel that the offense operates better when you just name the actual starter, and then you see how he does. And I think you bring up a really good question in terms of how will this team utilize the running backs. And I think a lot of people out there know that the running back room is good, right? We know that the running back room, we can name all of them. It's like an A room. I don't know if it's A plus, but it's A. But you're like, do these guys in the backfield have what some of the great running backs in the past had? So, and will they be utilized? Like, I think people still question Jam Miller. I'm not sure why. People question, we really haven't seen Richard Young. Daniel Hill's 240 pounds. Draylon Washington came in. A couple other guys, Kevin Riley and A.K. Deere on board. So, yeah, I would imagine it's going to be tough to feed all of them, but I think that they certainly need to be utilized in some capacity. Anything else, Ron, while you're on the show?
Yes, Cal, I want to say about Grubb, we got to be honest with ourselves. If you at the University of Alabama and if you either the head coach or offensive or defensive coordinator, if you win a championship, you can rest assured you won't be there the next year. You're either going to be a head coach at a major university or to the NFL. And I think in Ryan Grubb's case, he might be a head coach at one of the top 10 schools in D1. He won the championship at Alabama.
Yeah.
I think it'd be one and done. And then nothing against him personally. It's just that's what happens to Smart, Sarkisian, all the other guys. They stay 1 year after they win a championship and they bounce.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I appreciate the call, Ron. I'm glad we were able to connect, man. Thanks for calling in from the 502.
I appreciate it. You roll tide.
All right, roll tide to you too, man.
Brother.
All right, take it easy. That was Ron calling out from the 502. 865-256. You guys want to call in? I'll take the calls. I personally, we'll save the receipts on me, but I personally think that Grubb will be here 1 year. I just think he'll be too big of a name to stay as assistants. Plus, I think, was it Byron pointed out inside the comment box, I think he's right. Offensive assistant coaches are going to start to make – what is the Penn State coach making? He left from Ohio State, and he's at Penn State. What is he making, like $4.5 million? It's just a matter of time until, that's kind of the baseline. How are they going to figure out to pay the coaches and then pay all these players? Does that come from a different, account? I don't know. But that's why I think that, he probably bounced out to be a head coach. I don't know. 865, let's do it. Yo, is this Angel from Pigeon Forge?
Yes.
Angel, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here, bro. Good morning to you on this Tuesday, March 25th, man. Come with it.
Yeah. First and foremost, I'm excited for the Alabama basketball team for Thursday when they take on BYU. And fun fact, by the way, Bama's 2-0 against BYU in basketball. If you didn't know that, last time they played was in 2017. Avery Johnson was the head coach.
Ooh, love it.
Man, that was some dark times. But also, I would like to see that in a matchup in football as well because I think Bama can do pretty well against BYU and those other teams. What's your thoughts on that part?
Yeah, I'm excited about the matchup. I think that it's for us as fans. I think it's easy to get caught up in the next game, which is either Duke or Arizona, and you all of us are thinking it's going to be Duke. We have no idea if Alabama will even beat BYU. So it's important to focus on BYU, and I'm sure Coach Oates is, just focusing on BYU. And I think a lot of people were bringing up on yesterday's show inside the comment box, BYU, I guess, outbid or however they got the number one recruit, AJ Dimnasta, right? So that could be interesting and like a small storyline to follow. Avery Johnson.
Yeah, for sure.
The difference between Avery Johnson and Nate Oates is just, it's unbelievable. And I've been able to cover those two guys. I've mentioned a million different times. Avery Johnson was like one of the nicest cats, like great smile, super nice dude. He lived, not close to me, but in this vicinity. And all the kids would roll up to his house for Halloween because he would give out like full-size candy bars. Candy's expensive. But it didn't translate to where we're at right now. And Nate Oates coming in with his whole blue-collar mentality and what he's been able to do in the transfer portal and just kind of X's and O's and what he has, I see some Saban in him. Maybe that's why I like him so much. I don't know. This matchup is great. Whoever you play from here on out is going to be tough. I mentioned earlier in the show what we need to see from Sears, Youngblood, Amori, Diabate. So we'll see if they can get it done. It's going to be a tough matchup regardless of who you play. BYU will be tremendously challenging. I expect that game to come to the wire, and can't wait to see it. What else is on your mind, Angel?
Yeah. I think it's in New Jersey, right? The game is.
Yes. Yeah. The next
style game.
Yeah. The East is on the mattresses. Yeah.
Yeah. You should be able to tell Chris in New Jersey that he should watch that game because he's closer to that game than anyone else is. But also, the Alabama quarterback room in Alabama right now. Yes, we can name a starter, but at the same time, look at how Nick Saban did in 2015 before he had Jake Coker become the quarterback. We need something like that from Coach DeBoer when he decides the quarterback, because you never know. Like Bateman was not any good. Like he was average, and the Wisconsin game, that's when we found that. And then like an Ole Miss game too is when they say we finally found Jake Coker. I would not expect anything less to see from Coach DeBoer when he sees that, because these guys got to be ready to play, because this is a big conference schedule again. And we can't have like a repeat like last year, because the backlash last year that Coach DeBoer received, that I criticized the head coach show and all that, and they banned me the first time. I mean, hey, I'd rather be honest with myself and be truthful about it than hide it and screen calls on the head coach show. But anyway, Kyle, I love y'all.
Yeah, love you too,
I'm
bro.
still alive.
All right, good.
Roll Tide, man. Have a good day, man.
Roll Tide, man. I need to get up to Pigeon Forge or to Gatlinburg. What, Angel, type inside the comment box. What was that roller coaster that I went on the last time I was up there? Have you been on this, Undefeated? 256, I'll take you in 1 second. What's that roller coaster you go up? And it goes up to the top, but you can, I've never been on a roller coaster like this before. You control it. It's a Scott, like a, what is it called? Alpine Express, I think. So you go up this roller coaster. Have you been up there to the Smoky Mountains? It's absolutely beautiful. I love Tennessee as well. As you go up to the mountains and you like get on this track, it's like an individual roller coaster, and you can control. Yeah, the Alpine coaster. That's it. Yeah, look this up. Next time you're on vacation, go out to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. I guess I think they have it in each place. You ride up and you can control the speed. It's like a lever. It's super fun. All right, 256. Let's do this. Hey, what's going on? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
This is Darren from Huntsville.
What's up, Coach? How you doing, man?
How you doing, man? Doing tremendous.
It's been a long time, man. It's good to hear your voice, bro.
Yeah, been a while.
Yeah.
I've let do see in my opinion, the call-in line last year got chaotic, and a lot of criticism of this or that, but they don't understand. It's not. You see things as they are, not as you want them to be. And that's the same way with this quarterback battle going on. You see things as they are, not as you want them to be. Everybody might want Keelan to start. Everybody might want Mac to start. But if Ty Simpson is the man, that's who you go with. Because at the end of the day, what you'll end up doing is you end up sacrificing a couple of games, or barely winning a couple of games, and then you'll say, well, okay, he should have been the quarterback all along. Just like when Bryce Young was there, and everybody was expecting him to be the heir apparent to the quarterback, and Mac Jones won it. Yeah. And he proved he deserved it. He was a All-American quarterback.
Yeah.
And set tons and tons of records. So everything always works itself out. And people sit there, the coaches sit there, they don't really go in and put their head to the wall and say, well, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, they're looking at the reps, they're looking at who's making mistakes, they're looking at who's making the throws, they're looking at who's consistently throwing the ball when somebody's open, because that's important too.
Yeah.
So it's just, and I know you're about ready to get off, so I'm gonna let somebody else get on. But I'm back. I never really left you. I just let everybody. It was so much chaos last year. I didn't want to get to a point where this person was hated me, or this person was saying this against me, or that. And so no, I'm not about that.
Yeah. No, we love you, Coach Darryl. Thanks for calling in, bro. Good to hear from you, bro.
All right.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right, that's my boy, Coach Darryl, calling up from Huntsville. I love Huntsville, by the way. Huntsville's dope. Huntsville is a great city. I say that all the time. Anytime I get to talk about Huntsville, man, good music, some good restaurants to check out. That was the first time I went to Jack Brown's was out in Huntsville. That sounds good, by the way. Although it's a little bit expensive, right, Jack Brown's? So, I hope you guys enjoyed your show today. Thank you so much. I have fun catching up with you guys when you guys call in on the call-in line. It's one of the things that I've done that for a long time. Probably I think this might be my 9th year of the call-in lines. And I get it. Everybody has their different shows and, they're amazing. It's amazing to see where the content creators are, right? You have some extraordinary channels to choose from that cover Alabama football. I have a lot of respect for like Clint Lamb, Jimmy Stein, J.D. Pickell, the Bama Online staff, Touchdown Alabama, the Rivals guys, the 24/7 guys. But I've always felt that like connecting with the people and like talking to the people on the show has been something like, area that I've really, really just enjoyed. Right. So I get to talk football with you guys, which I really appreciate. So thank you very much for taking the time to call in. And, I appreciate that. It's always good to rap with you guys. It makes me feel good. And I hope that you guys enjoyed your show today. As news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. The reporters are talking to the players today. So I post a video courtesy of the University of Alabama later today, probably around 1 p.m. or something like that. Be good, people. Stay where your feet are at. Enjoy this beautiful thing called life. Alabama Crimson Tide basketball team back in action on Thursday. Thursday should be a really busy day because you have the football team practicing a scrimmage, right? The first scrimmage of the springtime. And then you also have the basketball team playing, I think it's later in the evening at like 6 p.m. on CBS. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. As news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson at Bama Football on YouTube.